What's up, everybody? Back with another Star Wars video, and we're here to talk about something kind of hypocritical, I guess, because I've technically done this in the past. I ain't no saint, I've done some videos where I say, "Hey, don't summon," and then guess what? I summon for the character. It is what it is, right? Now, we're gonna talk about some faults as well in this video. So before you jump me for being like, "Oh my God, here he is. He's gonna talk crap about the game. He doesn't like to play it." I like Starro, right? If I didn't like the game, I wouldn't be spending money on it. If I didn't like the game, I wouldn't play it as much. If I didn't like the game, I would not be covering it. I'd be covering something else, right? Now, Starro is a big game. However, I'm not the biggest YouTuber, and I don't get the biggest amount of views. So, I'm not in it for the money because, damn, I don't make that much, right? But one thing I do know is that I enjoy the game, and the game is not in the greatest place. Now, some people like to doom post and spread their own agenda that the game has all these faults when some of them, well, yes, are correct in actual good criticism. Other parts are just kind of their own opinion on the game. If they don't find the game fun, it is what it is. I think the game is very fun. However, the game and its current state is a bit more unfun than it used to be, right? Now, we're going to go over a few topics real quick, and those are the main points that people are complaining about all the time. Now, unfortunately, one of those things is the fact that people are making videos shitting on the game, and it gets views. That's just how it is. Hate watching will always get more views than just talking about the game. If I go ahead and do a run using, March 7th and call it a day, people are going to be like, oh, it's just March, whatever, who cares? But if I make a video saying that, you know, uh, you got your people are getting their accounts stolen because Hoyo is doing this or Hoyo just robbed you of $5 million. People are gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, I need to run over and watch that right now." You know what I mean? Like it's just how it is. It's just how videos are. So there's that, right? However, uh, the people in these videos, while I haven't watched all of them clearly, some are more biased than others. People will be like, "Yep, it's a Hoyo game. It's bad. Play this game instead," or they'll be like, "Hey, Genshin Star Rail ZZ is really good. Actually, play it. There's nothing wrong with it." You got your shills, right? You got your shills, and you got your anti-shills, I guess. Why are my headphones increasing volume? That's not very nice. Anyway, so I'm just gonna give it you how it is. So first things first, the actual story is fine. I think the story is okay. They just need to have better quality with it. ZZ is a perfect example. I've talked about it all the time. Their characters feel more alive, and there's not going to be fade to black white text on the screen. Right? They can easily get better with that though. Next thing up is lack of events. Just sprinkle in a couple more events, and we'll call it good. Right? Next up is power creep. For the love of God, release some 4 stars. Maybe dial it back on how strong characters are. Buff the characters up, and we're good there, right? Power creep is one of the main reasons people are starting to not really like this game anymore because a character they really like using is pretty much unusable unless they're trying to run it through against like a level 5 enemy in the story, which is not that fun, I'm not gonna lie. If people like a character and people aren't able to use them efficiently without spending a copious amounts of money, people aren't going to want to play the game. That's just how a lot of people are, right? And one thing Starro really needs to work on is making sure they don't alienate a ton of their player base, right? This is very important because Starro is kind of on the decline. A lot of people are complaining about various things. They're complaining about the story not being good, or they're complaining about their characters getting power crept, or they're complaining about lack of content. They're complaining about lack of fun content. They're complaining about summons and how there's like no 4 stars or there's too many 5 stars. Everybody who plays the game has one thing to complain about. And you don't really like that. You want some people to have some stuff to complain about, which I think is actually a good thing for a gacha game or a game in general to have, but you also want players to be satisfied. And it looks like no one is satisfied, right? So we satisfy the story people by upping the quality a little bit. This is Hoyoverse, your goddamn multi-million billion company. Let's act like it, Can't be that hard. Like, hire some more people or something. I don't know, bro. Like, it can't be that hard. I feel like the cutscenes in this game aren't that crazy where they couldn't just work on a bit more. I mean, maybe I'm just, like, blind, but I don't know. I feel like some other games punch out some stuff a lot better. Obviously don't overwork the workers, but like let's see some of that multi-billion-dollar company in action, or money in action. Um, Combat stuff, power creep, more 4 stars, so you have more options. You don't have to always summon for the 5 stars, so you have a bit more chance to save. Buff the older characters. If I want to be able to use Yanqing, I want to be able to use Yanqing. Obviously he's not going to clear it as fast, but like a little bit more oomph to it. Let's make it not seem like he's a character that came out 10 years ago. Um, Events, just bust out a few combat events, a new mini game event, and then I feel like a lot of people will be satisfied. Divergent Universe, I love it so much. Not really. A lot of content, but I'm kind of just fed up with this style of game mode. We've had so many reskins of this damn thing already. I'm kind of just over it at this point. It's almost feels like the same thing every time to me, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, right? So whatever you guys do next, Hoyo, please do something else. It's getting too repetitive. Speaking of repetitive, the endgame loop is getting a bit stale for content. It's just 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Uh, Pure Fiction is kind of the most unique. These kind of feel like the same game mode at the end of the day. This one, you just want to break them and then you do more damage. This one is, you know, just defeat the enemy. I mean, so is this one. I don't know. They feel kind of stale, so we got to get some new, you know, love put into the end game modes, I think, and then that will be a kind of nice content wise. Then you have to work on the PR. The whole Castoris thing is insane. When they actually reveal that in the live stream, that'll be very interesting to watch. I feel like they definitely have to, while pleasing the story, power creep, and content issues of the game, they got to work on their fuck ups on the PR side of that, where a lot of people are just going to straight up quit because of the whole Castor stuff. You don't know what I'm talking about. It is leak related, so I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't like to talk about leaks, but it is pretty crazy that they are doing account wide buffs for pulling a damn character, right? Not a good look, which Starrel, I've said many times before, is not in the greatest light, is not have the greatest look right now. So having more stuff that would make people look away or kind of frown at it, not a great look. Hoyo, come on now, let's get on that, right? What else is there to complain about? Which I know a lot of complaining going on, but it is valid criticism for the game. Um, the game just this is gonna be the top of the video, bro. The game just feels how Genshin felt right now. Now I don't know everything. I do play Genshin, but I'm not on like the second something happens on top of it, like in with Starro. We used to have a time where we would say Genshin could never, and Starro was the new poppin' game that had all this quality of life. Now I feel like we're kind of just at where Genshin used to be, and or maybe is now, and we just don't get a lot of stuff. We're kind of just the other Hoyo Gacha game at the moment, which I miss when Hoyo was showing a bit more love to Starro. People are like, oh, Starro is definitely like the Hoyo love child. They love it so much. We're getting so many quality of life. This is like one of the best gachas on the market at the moment. Now it's just another Hoyo gacha. And I feel like we definitely need to tap back into that love for Starro. But I really mean the devs. The fans can only just talk about it and explain what they don't like and express their concerns a little too much, or a little too much. Enough, and hopefully it's not enough. Maybe it's not enough or it's too much, whatever it may be for the devs. Hopefully they, you know, do something about it. I just don't know, bro. I'm getting a little disappointed, and I don't want to say I've given up, but I'm starting to lose hope on them a little bit. So we'll have to see if this anniversary update is this big resurgence for the game. I do think that a lot of people making videos shitting on Hoyoverse, they're kind of valid and kind of not valid, depending on what they're actually talking about in those videos. I don't want this to be another video that's just like that, but when stuff has to be said, stuff has to be said. I'll make 20 different videos ranting about stuff they need to change in hopes that they will actually fix said things versus just getting on and going, all right, guys, I'm using Fei Zhao in this game mode. Boom, boom, boom. I love the game. Long live everything with Star Rail. Go summon more 5 stars. That's just not fun, right? If I don't enjoy the game, I'm just gonna talk about why I don't enjoy the game. Now, that's pretty much just going to be it for all to talk about. We do have a double drop rate, so I guess I'll make videos on that. I'm not going to lie, the viewership is kind of down for Star right now, at least for me. People just seem fed up. Most of the comments are people just saying, I don't want to play the game anymore. So I figure something's got to change, bro. Something's got to change. Hopefully, Anniversary blows it out of the park. If not, then, yeah, we'll see from there. We'll see from there. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about Starro in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one.